Now, as it's Wednesday, it's time for our weekly look at what women have been saying about other women in the papers this week. In our feature, it's A Woman's World. First, when you're not in the mood for some action, should you just do it to please your partner? Well, according to psychologist Bettina Arndt, men always want more sex than their women, so us ladies should adopt the just do it theory. She says, I knew I would run into trouble with this one, that the low desire partner should sometimes just do it, because if you wait for desire to come, it may never happen. So is she right? Is just doing it when you aren't in the mood the key to a healthy sex life?
Oh, do we have to talk about this? Oh, do you know my toes curl up? Not during, I mean, you know, it's when I'm having to talk. Oh.
That sounds painful.
Oh, no. No, I don't think we should come across. I think it depends on yeah. I think we should.
Start again. Fresh start.
I think, I'm not looking at
Right, no.
I think we should be wooed.
Wooed, right.
I don't like, you know, brace yourself, Sheila, is not a turn-on for me. You know, I think, you know, a bit of flirting going on, empty the dishwasher a little bit, you know, just get us in the mood a little bit.
So you think it's up to, yeah, it's up to the, if you're not in the mood, it's up to him to get you in the mood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very often in the mood.
Well, I don't know, you see...
I like a bit of Glenn Miller, but not all the time.
The thing is, right, if someone wants... If someone desires you, if someone wants to have sex with you, I think that's great. And I just can't... I mean, don't you think that is just so... It's so flattering, it's so... I mean, how can you say no? How can you say no?
As long as they want to have sex with you and not just want to have sex, because some men it doesn't really matter who it is.
But what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
I would prefer to feel I was important in the operation. It matters
I think men get a bad rap, really, because I think most men, you know, part of the fun and the turn-on is that the woman wants to participate as much as he does. I know my husband would hate to think that I was just going through the motions.
Yeah.
It would be a massive turn-off for him. So I don't know if you're doing anyone any favours, are you?
Well, I don't think it's right to give the man the responsibility for turning you on, frankly, necessarily.
Oh, I do.
Well, but they might not do it right, or they might not do it at all. You know, they might just say, brace yourself, Sheila, and then where are you? I actually think it's important, as I get older, now I'm in my 50s, I think it's important for women to take responsibility for their own libido. And if I decide
how would one do that?
I want to have sex, I will get myself in the mood. I will have a nice bath, I will get some candles, I will perhaps read a little bit of saucy literature.
And think of somebody else.
I might... Interesting when you get older, you know. It's not all about having babies, you see, so you have to find other reasons for doing it, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Next up, in a new book called Beside Every Successful Man, A Woman's Guide to Having It All, Megan Basham claims a woman is never happier than when she's given up work in order to stroke her husband's ego by cheerleading his career. The book has already caused some controversy in America, but the author says the theory is not all about the wife being a glorified cleaner, but about highly educated women who can guide her husband to professional triumphs that he would never achieve alone. So is she right? Would you play the cheerleader role successfully? Have you ever done that, Jane McDonald?
Yes, I have, actually, yes. I had a partner who I gave up my career for, and I went to help him build up his career. And I must admit, when I had a bit more time, I was up for it a bit more. But because I was too busy, I was always too busy.
Did he have a more important or a more prosperous or a more well-paid career than yours?
Yes, he did. And
is that why you did it? Though?
Yeah, you know, and also to help him, you know, get where he wanted to get as well. So I took a year out, and I must admit, I really did enjoy it because that was my role, and I had a role to play. And
would you do it now?
No, would I? Anyway, no, I don't think I would. Because my career is too dear to me now, and I couldn't give my life up again for anyone, and I wouldn't expect anybody to give theirs up for me, because my partner, who I helped on the way, then gave his up and came and worked with me, and that's when it all went horribly wrong. We should have just kept to our own jobs, and I think it would have helped, but it wasn't good. So I would not do that again.
How about you, Carol?
Yeah, well, I did do it. When I was married, I stopped working. His career was taking off, you know, in a massive way. and he kind of he needed the support, but also I think he just really didn't want me to work. And at the time, you know, I was happy not to work. I really was. I did feel like, you know, I would be behind him and help him and support him and massage his ego and do all that stuff. And it didn't work.
Were you happy doing that?
I was happy not working, and I would do it again. You know, it depends on the relationship, and it depends on the kind of jobs that you've got. You know, if there is one, you know, if I say working in a chemist, and I was with someone who was, you know, high-flying in business and needed that kind of support, you know, someone at home to look after kids or do whatever, of course I'd do it, absolutely. But no, doing what I do now, no, I'm not about to give this up. It's the best job in the world.
The financial bit is a bit dodgy, because I hated asking for money if I wanted to go out shopping or anything.
Feeling
like
that lack of independence,
that
that sort of thing.
That was the one thing I couldn't deal with now.
I mean, I think a big part for me of supporting my husband's career is just being involved in sort of listening to what's going on in the office, in the business. He's in the financial world, and I don't understand a lot of it, but it's interesting. And I don't think I have to give my job up to do that, but certainly when I kind of step back my career a little bit in the future, and I'll be at home more with the kids, that will take the pressure off him having to do that as well as his job.
It's just for that period, isn't it? Cause
I don't know if I would... Well, it would depend. It would depend on the opportunity. If he had a massive opportunity and it meant really that it would be best for everybody for me to stop, then I would for a few years.
I think it is very, very satisfying to enable the person that you love to get on in life. But I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think Peter and I have been doing that really together from a point of view of equality all our married lives. I absolutely know I wouldn't have got where I am today without him, and I'd like to think that it's the same for him, that, you know, he's become a really successful doctor because I've supported that. And I think it's a mistake to think it has to be one or the other, and it's a big mistake to think it just has to be the woman. I think it's got to be a mutual thing. And I remember in a previous relationship myself, I had the chance to go to Australia and join the Australian Opera, and the person I was with at the time was a school teacher, and I came up and said, "Oh, look, love, we've got this chance, we can go to Australia, go to Sydney. Won't it be fantastic?" And he said, no, I'm a school teacher here. I said, "But you can be a school teacher in Australia."
Didn't want to go.
No, I just want to stay here and be a school teacher here. And I didn't take the job, I have to say. I said, all right then, because I thought that was what I ought to do. And our relationship didn't succeed. And I think that actually destroyed it for me.
Well,
I
it's
just
a good
thought,
job
no.
you didn't, because you would never have met Peter.
There you go.
Oh,